Hola, ¿cómo estás, my YouTube friends? So today I'm going to be talking about a very, very important subject that I've been wanting to talk about. But first, let me preface this by saying that I have been really getting into astrology lately. And that is just probably because of my friend Lexi, because she's really knowledgeable about astrology. And so she's been telling me a lot about it. And as you guys know, I'm a Virgo. And I honestly never really felt like I was a Virgo until I found out that Beyonce was a Virgo. And then I was like, I'm totally a Virgo, because Beyonce is a Virgo. And sometimes I feel like I'm Beyonce. So I'm definitely gonna be talking a lot more about astrology in my videos. And one of my first astrology videos that I really wanted to do was a video about why Geminis are evil. You guys are probably gonna be like, Stephanie, I'm a Gemini. How dare you call me evil? Okay, I'm not saying all Geminis are evil. I'm just saying that a lot of the Geminis that I have met have happened to be evil. So like, maybe if you're a Gemini, you should take a second look in the mirror and do some self-reflection, because you might be fucking evil. I'm just kidding, no offense. I mean, not all Geminis can be evil, but also like, Donald Trump is a Gemini, Kanye West is a Gemini, Angelina Jolie is a Gemini. We can draw some conclusions from that, can't we? Geminis are very polarizing people, and a lot of the Geminis that I have met in my life have been very odd, I guess you could say. And if you Google some qualities about Geminis, you will find that Gemini is the third astrological sign in the zodiac, originating from the constellation of Gemini. Under the tropical zodiac, the sun transits the sign between May 21st and June 21st. Gemini is represented by the twins Castor and Pollux. Some of the positive qualities of Gemini are brilliance of mind, good communication skills, gregariousness, diplomacy, vivacity, enthusiasm, tact, cheerfulness, wit, and versatility. Some of the negative qualities of Gemini: duality, prevarication, instability, indecision, laziness, and untidiness. One of my cousins is a Gemini. Sometimes I feel like I know her, but then other times I'm like, do I really know her? Because she's just like such a wild and out there person, and she has changed so much throughout the time that I have known her. And a lot of the times the way I feel about Geminis is like, I feel like I know them so well, but I also feel like there's this other side to them that I don't know at all. And so therefore I feel a lot of uneasiness towards Gemini people that I've met. And I want to talk about a couple of experiences that I've had with Gemini people, and you guys can let me know if you've had similar experiences as well. So I went on a date with a guy who was a Gemini, and he told me that he was married. And yes, you guys are gonna be like, Stephanie, you piece of shit, you went on a date with a married man. And I guess I have no excuse for myself other than the fact that this guy told me that him and his wife were like not doing very well, and they were like kind of separated, and that he was in the process of getting a divorce from her. So I went on a date with this guy. This was like a few years ago, and on our date he told me, I'm a Gemini, I know what that means, don't be alarmed. And I was like, what the hell are you talking about? I really didn't know too much about astrology at that point in time, so I found it really odd that he was like, oh, I'm a Gemini, I'm crazy as fuck. But like, now I get it. And we had a few drinks over dinner, and because we had a few glasses of wine together, he started opening up to me, and he told me that he was a serial cheater, and that even though he has had a wife, and even though that they have grown apart from each other, that he has been unable to stay monogamous, and that he would seek out extramarital affairs by going on the website Ashley Madison, which, you know, I was sitting there just with my mouth wide open in disbelief and shocked that this man was telling me this stuff. But I also kind of admired it because he was opening up to me and he was being so honest, and I'm somebody who really values honesty. And I thought this guy was being very honest, but turns out he wasn't, even though he was being extremely honest. So he told me that he had carried on all these extramarital affairs, but him and his wife were truly just living separate lives, and they were not close at all. And after that, I decided it wouldn't be a good idea to go out with him again, because I just really saw nothing good coming from it. But then about a year later, I had moved to New York City, and he texted me and he said, hey, I'm in the city, would you like to go grab dinner with me? And I said, sure, why not? I was really bored on that particular evening, so I went out for dinner with this guy. I drank a shit ton of scotch, and I guess he had forgotten a lot about the stuff that we had talked about when we first met, but on this meeting, he told me that his wife had just given birth to their daughter. And I'm thinking back to about a year ago when we had went out for dinner before, when he said he was like separated from his wife. And I asked him, I was like, how old is your daughter? And he's like, oh, you know, she's like 2 or 3 months now. So I did the math in my head and I'm like, holy shit. When you went out with me like a year ago and you said that you and your wife were like separated and like living separate lives, she was actually pregnant. And I was like honestly shocked. I didn't even mention anything about it because I was like, holy shit, this guy's a fucking psychopath, like a horrible human being. And yeah, it makes me so just like skeeved out that this man could like live such a double life and just be such a liar. But then again, not surprised, he's a Gemini. And one of the worst things about Geminis is that they are so charming. They are so interesting. A lot of them are very creative and brilliant people. Like a lot of them do have brilliant minds, but unfortunately with that comes like a lot of problems. So a lot of them are very problematic people, which is what I have noticed with some Geminis. For example, I knew this guy in college. He was a Gemini and he was a writer and he was one of the most creative, one of the most really just awe-inspiring people I had ever met. I used to go to his dorm room all the time and we used to have these really, really deep conversations about movies and literature, and he really just pulled at my heartstrings. He would just know the exact right things to say to me, and he would show this one part of himself that was very vulnerable. But then come to find out, he had a girlfriend back at home and he was like cheating on her and just wooing all these girls at college. Ugh, I just couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that somebody could truly be so two-faced. And like I said, this has been a pattern that I've noticed a lot with many, many Geminis. There are some people who are this particular zodiac sign and they are not evil and they may not do these bad things. And if you are one of those Geminis, please let me know in the comments section below. I know that people are so much more complex and so much more than their zodiac sign. So yeah, that's gonna be it for today's video. Like I said, I've been super into astrology lately, so I definitely wanna do some more videos about these kinds of topics. And as you guys know, I'm a Virgo, so if you want a video about why Virgos will murder you in your sleep, like this video. Also, make sure to click the subscribe button if you don't wanna miss a video from me, because that makes you cool or some shit. Booby shake, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!